Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. A man needs more than a handsome face. And you know what? I'm gonna run this into the ground because I've talked about this before and stuff. In fact, I started out talking about it on my Handsome Man Game series on Rom TV. A link for it is in the description box. And I'm gonna tell you what though. One of the biggest problems I'm seeing is guys thinking, oh, I just need a handsome face and everything, and that's all I need. Maybe I'll get this surgery, measuring other men's faces. And let's be real, yeah, a handsome face is a great bait. If you approach a woman, you handsome, shoot, that gives you at least 40 more seconds to say what you gotta say. She'll be a little bit more receptive. But what do I always say? Women will say he was fine until he opened his mouth. And that should be common sense because, I've had some guys there come on here who's like, well, yeah, all you need is a handsome face to turn a woman on. First of all, it really don't. It's just something good to look at, but she might not get wet. She gets wet by other things. A combination of the man's body, entire body, and his behavior. See, that's all the other things. A man out here ain't a floating head. Because if that's the case, right? If that's the case, that means all a man needs to be is handsome. He could be a bum. He could dress like a bum. He can look dirty and everything. He could have a jacked up personality, or he could be socially awkward, and he could be all those things and he'll still get a woman. But he got a nice face. Come on, y'all. Come on. Indeed, a whole lot of guys who would be classified as nice guys got a handsome face. And indeed, I'm going to tell you what, that's the last thing a man should be worried about any damn way. Seriously, that's the last thing because a man is about action. And women are turned on by what he does, what he says, how he presents himself. That's why I talk about body game because somebody will say, well, wouldn't a woman want more than a body? Well, I've always said that's the foundation. I say you still got to behave a certain way. You still got to know how to work it. Another link I'll put in the description box is working the body game. Working the body game. And look, this is the thing you got to understand with all of it. A man is a total package. And more men need to focus on that. That's why you will get cases where a man, maybe his face isn't as handsome. And quite frankly, a lot of women would prefer a man with a rougher face anyway, because the woman is supposed to be the pretty one in the relationship any damn way. As long as the man is presentable. But that's why you'll get some man, but maybe he ain't as handsome, but he got a dominant personality. He don't take no shit. He's that type, when he walk in the room, he walks standing up straight. His posture is great. He's confident. He ain't worried about some little things. That's a woman concerned about her face that much. No, seriously, that's a woman concerned. Like a guy, he got those genetics or whatever, he's handsome. Most men, a true man, he's like, oh, okay, whatever. He ain't gonna sit there agonizing over it and all of that stuff. Because a man is about action. A man's about doing something, That's what turns on the woman sexually. You can't just have a passive quality. Looks are ultimately a passive quality. It's about the action. Even with body game, like a certain body build, a fit body, or, a strong looking body suggests action. That's the key. And even with a man's face, if he has a look like he's passive, and I talked about this before last week when I talked about brother handsome versus sexy handsome. If you looking goofy or you looking passive or you looking weak or whatever, no matter what your bone structure is, that's going to turn off a woman. But if you got that look on you, like you going to handle business, you got that serious look, which studies have said women actually prefer a man. Many women prefer a man with a serious look, like he can get something done, like he's going to take action. A masculine look. That's the thing. That's the thing. It ain't so much even about the bone structure. Everybody trying to add all this other stuff. And I'm just like, dude, first of all, you can only control that to a certain degree. Like if you're a man, let's put it like this. Let me turn this around. Say you're an average looking man. You average looking. Nobody's like going crazy over your looks. Is that going to stop you from getting a job? Now, I'm serious. Think about it. Is that going to stop you from pursuing your career? Is that going to stop you from still going for what you want? Because it's about action. It's tapping into your very masculinity. Even if you sitting back chilling or something, do you have that look on you or that energy about you where you can spring into action right away? If you look at the house of the man, which I've talked about before, what's the 4 pillars? The warrior. Are you that type? You willing to defend not only yourself, but your family, your loved ones? What that got to do with how you look? Seriously. What that got to do with it? Or if you that ego, you that rational thinker, what's going on inside have to do with what's going on outside? Or you that hunter, you that cold assassin, you gonna go get that money. What that got to do with anything? And even the healer, that's an active thing. You know, you gotta focus on it. Now, if you blessed with physically good looks, hey, great. But ultimately, a man can't park on that. That's the worst thing. In fact, many women are turned on by that. If a guy just parking on his good looks and don't have anything else going, that turns off a lot of women. That turns off a whole lot of women and stuff. If that's all you're doing is trying to sit back on that. Because first of all, that shit ain't made. You got a shelf life with that. You got a shelf life with that and everything and stuff. How long you gonna maintain that for life? Your look's gonna change as you get older. I don't care who you are. It's going to change. It's going to change. You'd be hard pressed to find any man that looks the same as he did as a teenager as a 70-year-old. It's just that. But then that's something a man shouldn't even worry about anyway. You know, he should keep himself up as best as possible, but he can't go for it. Now, I know somebody say, well, he's saying looks on man. I never said that. But they take it in consideration because remember, ultimately they take everything into consideration. They look at every single thing about you. Every single thing about you. Your physicality, how you even dress, how you move, and ultimately your behavior. And see, men need to focus more on that. See, I think that's one of the big problems. Too many men are focusing on something that females focus on more. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. Seriously, and I think that's where the problem is and stuff. You know, yeah, you got all these issues and that's cool. And it's something to really talk about, but ultimately, you gotta focus on just handling your business and stuff. Handling your business, you know? You can't just like park on one thing. Like I said, if you got it, hey, good, shoot. You got like a 40-second advantage, you know? If you approach a woman or you sit back, she gonna look, but you still gotta talk to her. And you still gotta have an enticing conversation, you know? You still gotta look like you can physically take action. That's the important thing. Like, yeah, fix yourself up as best as possible, but be able to take action. Be able to do something. To do. See, men take action. Men don't sit around. Men get out. They don't sit around. They don't bitch. Men make shit happen. And that's how you gotta be. Like I said, and also I'll reiterate, hey, if you look good, women like how you look, they smile, hey, that's great. But then what you wanna do? You gonna just sit back and just lay back? Because even in that choosing signal code approach thing, even with choosing signals, you still gotta approach. And even when a woman, she might happen to approach you, you still gotta say something. You still gotta take charge at that moment. As soon as she put herself in your environment, you still gotta take charge. That's action. So I want y'all to really think about that. I know a lot of handsome men having issues out here. Focus on those other things. That's the whole point of the Handsome Man Game series. That's the whole point of it. It's like, look, okay, fine, you're handsome. Okay, great. Now what? So really seriously think about all of those things. Work on all of those things. Don't just think about it and say, look, let me develop all this other shit. And that's ultimately, you know, one might be a good bait. It's seriously, good bait, great bait, depending on what the woman like. All right, now what? Because I'm gonna tell you what, I know of instances where women say, you know what, she got that, you know, that guy she's with is looking good, but then she cheating with some dude who don't look half as good, but he's about something. It's about that action. That's the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing, the most primal thing that turns on a woman about a man is him simply being a man. I want y'all to think about that, all right? So anyway, that's all I got for today. Check out the links I have in the description box about working the body game and the Handsome Man series. And get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.